Hi, my name is Helen. Today we are going to be making crispy flatbreads with halloumi and ribbon veggies. And what I really wanted to highlight today with the ribbon veggies is the use of our spiralizer. So it's only going to show you one of the functions of the spiralizer, but I'll be able to talk through a little bit more about it as we go. Now I've popped the recipe up on my screen already. What we're going to do, I've already made the dough component because dough is pretty easy, it takes only 3 minutes, there's really minimal ingredients, but we do have another video that I've linked below in the description where we're making some bread dough. So if you want some dough tips, jump on over to that video and have a look at that. So our dough's ready, it's set aside in our Thermomat and it's just proofing, okay? We'll come back to that in just a moment. Now I'm going to skip ahead to our topping and I'm going to press step 3. It's going to take me straight to step 3. It tells me to place a bowl on the mixing bowl lid and then weigh in your ingredients. So you can use the scale without weighing into the bowl. Rather, you can just place your plate here on top and weigh there. Now we've already pre-weighed our veggies. I've got them here. There's some beetroot, there's some zucchini, some carrot and some sweet potato. There is a little video on the screen of the Thermomix that will guide you as to how to put your cutter together in the spiralizer, but I'll show you it's really simple. You do require the cutter so that you can actually use the spiralizer component. What you don't need from the cutter is the pusher. That can be set aside, and the blade that comes with the cutter can also be set aside. What we do need is the shaft, and that is inserted into the base of the bowl, right on top of the blade. That's that. The cutter basket would, like it does when you're using the cutter, sit there inside, and then let me show you the components of the spiralizer. It has its own pusher and it has 2 blades. The green blade is labelled number 2 and that is for your thin spirals or noodles, and the black blade is labelled number 1, which is for your thicker spirals, or also known as ribbons. And to put them together, it's really simple. This triangular piece here, you're going to open it up by pushing onto both of the side tabs, and that opens it up. And then all we need to do is, the blade that we need today is the ribbons, so the black blade, the thicker ribbons, and our little cog, here we go, inside like so. The lid goes back on and we put it back into its place with a little click, and you know it's there. Now you want to face your blade, or this triangular part, to the handle of your Thermomix. There we go. We'll put this one aside, and then the lid of the cutter fits on top, and then we have our pusher, which we're going to use in just a moment. It's as simple as that. So we're ready to go and start spiralizing our vegetables. We're going to start with the sweet potato, which you do need to make sure that you've cut it to size so that it can fit quite comfortably in the pusher here. You also want it to be almost the same height as the pusher itself, or the shaft here. You'll find there's a little point at the base of this pusher, and we're going to secure our sweet potato nicely in there. And then here we go. Are you ready for some ribbons? If you take your pusher out first, you'll find the leftover part of the sweet potato is there. Don't throw it away, put it aside, and you can either freeze your veggies, use them in a soup or a stock. They're great. And we're going to empty out our ribboned, beautifully ribboned sweet potato. Now I could have probably cut that sweet potato in half if I wanted it not to be one whole length, but we're going to pop that aside so that we can use that later. And that's it to spiralizing in your Thermomix. Very simple to do. It makes light work of cutting up veggies in really lovely shapes. These are now going to be the toppings for our flatbread. let's get to making some of the other toppings that are also going to go on that flatbread. We'll pop these all aside. And very, very important, there's even a reminder for you on the screen to take the shaft out before you continue on with the recipe. Next, we're going to pop in 2 garlic cloves, some extra virgin olive oil, about 20 grams of that. Lid goes on, and we're just going to chop that up for 5 seconds on speed 5. Rough chop. Use your spatula to just scrape down the sides to ensure that all of the garlic is at the base. Your capsicum that we have sliced into just about 5mm slices. That's going in about 150 grams in total. Now we're going to place the simmering basket on top in place of the measuring cup and saute it for 5 minutes on 120 degrees. It's engaged the reverse side of my blade, which is the blunt side of the blade, and speed 1. Beautiful. We have sauteed those capsicums so they're partially soft. We don't want them too soft because they're going to be cooked again in the oven. And all the beautiful liquids and juices that have come off of that. Make sure that your oven is preheated to 220. And now we're going to move on to the dough component, which we had prepared earlier. We're going to open that up. This particular dough makes 2 flatbreads. You'll also need your rolling pin, a dough cutter, and preferably if you're using the Thermomat, then you want to make sure that whatever you're cutting this dough with is not a sharp knife because we don't want to cut through our mat. You need 2 pieces of baking paper, which we're going to roll in between, and a medium-sized baking tray. You'd probably need 2 of these because we'd cook one on each tray. However, I'm only going to do 1 and I'll show you what that looks like. The great thing is if you did only want to make 1, you can, and you can freeze the other portion of the dough so that you can use when you're wanting to make the next one. Now, you can weigh it if you want to make sure that you've got the exact amount, but I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm just going to roll this dough and set that aside. And the great thing about here on this mat is that you've got some rings which tell you the measurements. We want about a 25 centimeter piece of flatbread. So we've got a 20 here and a 24. So I'm really going to go to the 24. I'll pop the baking paper on top because you can see through that. It's all good. Flatten it out into a circle, kind of a circle. Get it as much of a circle as you can before you start using the rolling pin. We'll pop this on top. I've got to tell you, it's the baking paper on top helps to keep it nice and smooth. It also helps if your dough was a little bit sticky for some reason, but I feel like this dough is actually pretty fantastic, so I don't think I even need to use that baking paper on top. You can use the tapered edge of the rolling pin if you like to make sure you can get that nice circle shape. Now, a great way to know if your dough has proved enough is that if it starts shrinking in on itself, it probably needed just a little bit more proofing. Same as the dough, if you press into the dough and it stays indented like so, that's good. If it springs back straight away, it hasn't actually proved enough. I'm going to grab our baking tray. We're going to pop our flatbread onto that with the baking paper. And now we're just going to top it. Okay, we're going to pop the creme fraiche on first. You can put as little or as much as you like. There is a measurement in the recipe that you can follow, but I'm a bit more of a let's just look and see. We want to pop a little bit of our sauteed capsicum and garlic. There we go. I'm not going to put a lot because we've got a lot of veggies to top on this pizza. And less is more, especially like we're cooking this in an oven, but you can absolutely do it in a pizza oven, in which case you will be launching this pizza. So you really don't want it to be too heavy. And then we're just going to pop on whatever of the veggie ribbons we want to decorate the pizza on top. Okay, I'm happy with that. You can get the kids involved if you want to. If you've got friends over, everyone can decorate their own flatbread if you like, and you can get as creative as you like. Now I'm just going to top that with some crumbled halloumi or feta, either or. And into the oven it goes for 20 minutes or thereabouts, depending when you see that the dough is cooked and nice and crispy. I've just taken my flatbread out of the oven. It looks absolutely amazing. I can't wait to dig into that. All it needs to finish it off is a little sprinkling of walnuts on top. By all means, you can, this is optional, you can skip it if you're trying to make it nut-free. And you can top it with maybe some rocket or whatever you have at home in the garden even. I'm going to put a little bit of rosemary. And there we go. And there you have it. Easy to make flatbread with veggie ribbons on top using your spiralizer. If you want to find out more information on the spiralizer, make sure you reach out to your consultant. And there is on Cookidoo a Spiralizer collection that has not only this recipe, but many more. Happy cooking.